Sound, Karma, Music, Podcast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Sound Karma Song Spotlight, episode 26. I'm your host, Big Zach. This is all about showcasing new music, and we're spotlighting 4 songs this week. Lilith is a singer-songwriter who found out that for her, fitting in is all about not fitting in. We'll explain what that means. Samara is an artist who has struggled with not taking a traditional career path. You'll hear her story. Sun K is the alternative band that almost wasn't. You'll hear how close this soon-to-be pharmacologist was to graduating when he changed direction. And Freya Alley is a songwriter who writes music that everyone can relate to. We can sum up how in one word. All right, let's get to it. Lilith is a dynamic singer-songwriter based in London. You know, most all performers begin by emulating artists they like and that they're familiar with. Then they eventually start to branch out on their own and begin to find their own style and their own sound. Oftentimes, you can hear their influences in their music. You can hear aspects of the artist they emulated early in their lives. Young performers sometimes mirror parts of their heroes in their own style to try to fit in the music business. But Lilith was a little different. She started branching out on her own at a very early age. When she was 11 years old, she was writing her own songs and entering singing competitions. She quickly found out that her way of fitting in was not fitting in. It became clear fairly early on that just being herself is what made her style special. She used something that is rare in most pop music: authenticity. No fronts, no gimmicks, no fake facades. Oh, and did we mention she's figured all this out and she's not even old enough to drive? Pretty impressive. This track is brand new. It was just released at the beginning of February. This is Lilith with Little Revolution.
Oh, this is my revolution. Hear me now.
Samara is an electro-pop singer-songwriter from Toronto. She grew up in a small, eccentric, artsy town, and that's where she first discovered electronic music. Her soul was open up to a whole new world. Her musical story has rather modest beginnings. She started writing songs and performing in choirs during the day. That's how she got her feet wet, testing the waters, experimenting with songwriting, honing her craft as a performer. Soon after, she outgrew her humble inception and felt the need to spread her wings and fly. She needed a creative environment that was bigger and would leave room for her to cultivate her talents. So Eden moved to the big city of Toronto to pursue musical theater. She paid the bills by working in professional environments during the day, but worked on her music in her off hours. Then things really changed in 2016 when she went on a backpacking tour across Europe. Her goal was to experience the vast diversity of as many different styles of music as possible. She discovered her passion in songwriting, and that became her focus. There were days where she felt lost and sad that she did not actively pursue a safe career path that many young people are driven down. Following one's passion for a career in music can be exhausting, but she was relentless. Her hard work and dedication are reflected in the quality of her music. This is her latest track, which was just released this month. It is available for download now. This is Samara with Days.
I'm holding it at bay. There seems to be less space between my nights and days. There seems to be less space between my nights and days.
Sun K is an alternative band that almost wasn't. The band's vocalist and guitarist, Christian Montano, was enrolled as a biology student with hopes of going into pharmacology. He was all the way into his 4th year of college when things changed. He had a torn meniscus. His injury made it hard to get around. He was feeling down. His confidence was low. So he started diving into the history of music, studying artists like Bob Dylan and Neil Young. He was into it so deeply, he started dreaming of what life would be like as a folk singer. So when he went back home, he took his passion for music and knowledge of some of the industry's most iconic musicians instead of his science books. His affection for music may have come, at least partially, from his mother, who was a piano teacher and music theory instructor. But the music bug didn't really hit him until this late stage. His abrupt change of focus was so strong, he decided to pursue a second degree in audio engineering. He ended up working in a number of recording studios in Northern California and Ontario. Now, this is oversimplified, but he started playing music around Toronto and made connections. When the band formed, they worked tirelessly on their craft of songwriting and performing. The band has gone through some changes to morph into what they are now. This track is off the new album called Bleeding Hearts, which is available for download now. This is Sun K with High in the City. Freya Alley is a pop singer-songwriter and performer originally from Lithuania. She's based in London now. She was experimenting with music when she was very young, but she started taking her music seriously when she turned 17. That's when she really started writing and performing. She moved to the UK in 2011. As she was looking for new places to record her music, she eventually made a connection with songwriter Lawrence Hobbs, who's worked with artists like Sam Hunt. That collaboration helped hone and define her sound and style. Freya writes music that everyone can relate to. One word describes it all: vulnerabilities. She says, quote, "I write my music about inner fights, mistakes, love, unfulfilled dreams, feelings, freedom, addictions, and being trapped with someone or within something. I've always felt differently when listening or playing music. I started to hear melodies, sounds, and create lyrics in my mind when I was young. Slowly, I started to see it as a way of life and put all my energy and spirit into it." You know, we featured her music before, but this track is new and it's hot. It is available for download now. This is Freya Alley with Party on My Own.
You are telling me things I don't want to know. I was flying high, but it made me fall. And I never had a party on my own. I'm at a party on my own. I'm at a party on my own. I'm at a party on my own. I'm kissing the guys that I don't know.
So there you go. That's this week's Sound Karma Song Spotlight. You can find links for downloads below, depending on where you're listening to this, or on the podcast page at soundkarma.com. If you have any suggestions for artists or songs you'd like us to highlight as a featured video, blog, or in a podcast, let us know. Contact us through the website or email at info@soundkarma.com. It's karma with an H. Or DM us on Twitter, whatever you like. We think all music should be heard. Thanks for listening. I'm Big Zach. Over and out.